Greetings everyone, I'm Napoleon Complex, you may know me as Ludendorff on the Slytherin forums, and today we will be playing the other side of the Battle of Ulai, which happened in 653 BC near Susa. And it is between the Elamite kingdom and the Assyrians, and this time we are playing the Elamites. Now the Elamites have a lot at stake in this battle. Historically they lost, their king was beheaded, their lands were occupied, and then when they revolted their capital city of Susa was sacked and they lost pretty much everything and they ceased to be a effective power. So having read a little bit about that, it puts it into perspective just what was at stake in this battle. We are going to try and win it for the Elamites today, but it is going to be much harder than trying to win as the Assyrians last time. So let's take a look at what we're up against. Now we actually outnumber the enemy. If you take a look at the casualty screen here. Now I confess I have actually had a few attempts at this battle. One was clearly heading towards a loss, the other one was probably heading towards either a very close victory or a very close loss. But I've learned a lot from my attempts at these battles and I am somewhat familiar with what is going to happen. And it also helped me get back into the swing of things with Field of Glory too, because it's reminding me a little bit about the finer points of the game, which I've forgotten in my year-long absence. What is going to happen is this entire line is going to come towards us, and these skirmishers are going to bombard us with missiles because we won't be able to clear them all away. These infantry are much better than our unarmoured infantry, because they of course have a full line of medium foot where we have some massed bows, and of course in the centre they have the heavy foot. And they have chariots who will be able to get past these enclosures, in some cases at least, and they have these veteran Assyrian cavalry who, while not as dangerous as the chariots, will be able to shoot our infantry to pieces if they're not properly supported by our cavalry, which are also too weak to stand their ground. So we have to play this cunningly, to say the least. So remember, this is on the hardest difficulty setting. Not only am I playing this with less troops than normal, but I also have lower quality infantry to deal with as well. The first thing we are going to do is turn our infantry, like so. Now I still have a good chance of losing this battle. Now this will look strange. Why am I doing this? Well, the short answer is, it's so that my troops can back up and away from the fighting as the enemy line advances. The reason they can't do that immediately, so they can't just turn around and run to the trench lines, is because if I just pull these troops back too quickly, all of these heavy units will instead focus on the massed archers on the corner of the enclosures, and these guys, well, they'll probably die anyway, but the chances are they will die extra quickly. And then the enemy will just break through at the corners, wrap up the line, and it'll all be over before you can say anything. We'll leave that for now. I might pull this unit in at some point as well. These units here have to hold the corners. So the idea is to the chariots need to turn, this unit over here. Chariots need to turn, and the idea is they are going to pull back a little bit. They're going to draw the enemy's Assyrian cavalry into a killing ground between the chariots and the archers. And same philosophy on this flank. Skirmishers are going to pull back for the moment. They will be used in the battle, but not immediately. They don't stand a chance against so many enemy skirmishers. This unit can pull off towards the flanks, because I think some of these skirmishers are better used in the flanks against the cavalry than trying to deal with this lot. The massed archers can defend themselves against the enemy skirmishers to some extent. But really, any advantage we can get in this battle is going to be needed. So here come the enemy army. Interesting formation. I'm just wondering why that unit of veteran Assyrian cavalry hung back. Okay, hook our units behind the line. They'll come forward to shoot eventually. We're not going to start pulling back yet. I need to draw these central units into the trap I'm setting for them. Chariots can fall back though. Try and get out of the enclosures if we can. If I can outnumber and do some damage to that unit of mounted scouts, I wouldn't mind. And sorry, I need to do this on this flank as well, don't I? Maybe draw them back. The problem is their light infantry are arguably as good as my heavy infantry. This has got my commander-in-chief in charge, so I need to be careful with him. It's not going to end the battle, but it will cause quite a nasty morale shock if he dies. There's always a chance of that even if you're winning combat. That is one thing that Field of Glory shares with Total War. Generals die with terrifying frequency. Here we go. Unfortunately, the skirmishers got the initiative against our archer line this time, which didn't happen the last time I tried this battle. I think I'd better start from this side. So, usual procedure. This probably won't be very successful, but we wait until we get a cohesion check. Or do we? And then it's better to force a cohesion check, because the more dice rolls we have, that probably makes it more likely for one of those dice rolls to turn out to be a disruption than to try to go for a higher chance of a disruption by hitting a unit repeatedly. And I'm not having any luck here. This isn't really unexpected. I didn't have any luck before. So we're not going to start drawing back just yet. Kind of have to see the whites of the enemy's eyes. That's a disruption. Who have I not hit yet? Right, you two units can hit this unit. At least we caused a cohesion check. Let's see if you can be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Well, that was a waste of a volley. Okay, disappointing, but not unexpected, unfortunately. Start to get the chariots ready. I may very well still lose this. It is disturbingly likely to happen. Well, I'd much. There's no point in having that archer unit unsupported. It doesn't have to be. On the other hand, they'll probably go after my unarmed horse archers instead. Because the enemy usually aren't too interested in skirmishers as targets. You're kinda still not far enough away. How do we stand? I think that's everything we want to attend to this battle. Oh, this turn. Okay. Well, at least they're not shooting at us now, but there are complications to that. Because as long as these melees are going on, I may struggle to... Well, one, I can't shoot at the enemy skirmishers anymore, and two, they're kind of in the way of my archers. Chariots are heading round the outside towards the cavalry battle. Now that's good news for us because it means there's going to be less pressure on the archer line and I can keep the chariots out of trouble. And we're losing formation a little bit there. The AI still isn't very good at maintaining that. I think I ended up in this exact same situation last time. Obviously my strategies are becoming more consistent. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. Here it comes. So historically the Elamites did lose this battle, so it does make sense that their side of the battle is more difficult. I was really hoping to not get them disrupted there. Okay, place your bets. Whew, that was lucky. Right, let rip. Thinking about the fact that the enemy are coming towards me now at quite an alarming rate. Okay, our units now need to start falling back in the centre. Good. We'll always take a fragmentation, even... What the? Always take a fragmentation, even if it's of a relatively irrelevant unit. Not really worth the shot, to be honest. Alright. See if we can disrupt those tribal skirmishers. Good. It's not really worth firing beyond that. And it's definitely not worth coming out to fight. Let's see if this fight gets resolved quickly or slowly. Well, that sort of works. As I said, there's pros and cons. Now the chariots are more dangerous in melee, so I'm going to go for them first. That was possibly not a particularly good choice of targets. I think on balance I should have been aiming for these veteran cavalry. I think I'll have my unit turn to face. Let's see, what have we inflicted casualties on? Make sure that the unit furthest away from the action carries my general, because I do not want my units to stand their ground in the event of an enemy charge. Let's see what this unit can do first. Okay, let them have it. They held their ground. This could be fun. Shoot them in the backs. Then nothing for them to really just shoot at. So you've got to be, you can't be static in this battle. You've got to be fairly mobile. Use the fortifications to make your position stronger, but actually come out and fight the enemy. I'll be quite happy to get the disruption on them. And my stationary archers, well, no. If they got the higher end of the casualties, they might have been able to get a disruption. I think you're less likely to get the higher range on the potential archer casualties than you are to get the lower range. Interesting. Does this work for us or not? And we're still getting peppered by the skirmishers. This could be important. Okay. Yeah, massively advantaged. The trenches. This is where I might have to review my strategy, because the trenches don't actually seem to. Oh, hold on. Now I said massively advantaged for the chariots attacking my corner unit. So why did this unit do so badly? Why indeed. Oh good, their entire cavalry squadron's following my horse archers. I couldn't have asked for something better to happen. My horse archers probably aren't too happy about it. They're turning to face, but that kind of works for me, to be honest. The chariots are now in melee, which gives them pretty much a free pass straight to my lines. That's a lot of missile fire. This is being directed against my more evasive cavalry line than my archers, who, if they're disrupted, just have to stick there and take it. Okay. Those skirmishers have been very heroic. Problem is, once these archers break, I can't control what happens. You guys should fire here, try and get the cohesion test, and we'll see what effect we have on these guys. Disruption. Right then, get on their flanks, let them have it. Great. Keep it up. Keep this up and I might have a clean sweep of their chariots. We'll have to block their missile. Because I'm pretty sure my Elamite chariots will still do badly against heavy chariots in melee. So I need to use some thought here as to what I'm doing, and I don't want to block my missiles here. I can't just leave that uncontested. I need to try and get a disruption here. No dice, but at least my decision making was understandable. These guys should keep dropping. Okay, have these units keep dropping back, fire their volleys. Leave them out for now. I hope I'm not making a mistake. Well, we won't cause many casualties, but at least I can start getting my licks in now. I can actually move these archers up. So that's been successful. We've actually dissipated the enemy's charge a little bit. We're actually doing quite a bit of damage to these Assyrian heavyfoot. Can't quite cause enough to cause a disruption, unfortunately. But at least they're now obstructing their own advance. The skirmish battle is actually working for me now. All fire has to be directed at the Assyrians. Medium infantry. I say that, of course, now we're going to see what happens with the chariots. Hi. Wow, you're ugly up close. Now you're ugly and disruptive. I mean disrupted. Right. My archers have to try to help with the cavalry battle. Let's throw another volley at them and see if it changes their minds. Put the general somewhere safe, someone who's likely to run away. You can't win every cohesion check. They will break next turn on the enemy's phase. You know what, these guys are making a decent reserve, so for the moment just focus on winning this battle here. Yeah, well, this could cause a bit of a distraction. No, don't go that way! Why would you go that way? Oh, rest in peace, chariots. I thought they'd go flying off into the desert. It's very hard to predict. I don't need... Does anyone know how to predict pursuit angle in Field of Glory? So I'll be devilled if I can understand it. Seems completely random at times. Maybe it was to do with their orientation. So these units are going to get flanked to death. Now hopefully they'll take some of the veteran Assyrian cavalry with them. I wasn't too happy about that. Oh, good. They stopped chasing. Right, the enemy are pulling their skirmishers back now. That means that the enemy infantry are coming up. I was afraid they'd do that. Well, they did it twice. Great. It's the high quality again. That above average status makes their Sumerian regiments, which are light horse, as good, pretty much as good in melee, or almost as good in melee as my chariots. So the enemy have just locked down 2 of my missile platforms. And that is not good for us. And now the enemy are coming back. Should probably have seen that one coming. See, at some point all of these orderly lines are going to start breaking down and the battle's going to become more mobile again. I have to be ready for that. I can't just sit there and be a target. That's brilliant. Well done, archers. That's fantastic news. Held out another turn. Okay, bomb them to death. Good. This situation is less good. Do I try and fall back? Because, I mean, there'll be a lower chance because they'll be at a disadvantage. Maybe I can give this unit my general. I'll feel more comfortable about the situation. You're never going to cause a disruption, so I think you're better off lending your troops. Well, it would have been good if it worked. Why am I regretting turning my troops this way? Huh. Well, this will slow them down at least. And it'll disrupt them too. And give us hopefully some protection from when those chariots come rampaging through. So this unit I'm really interested in hitting because it's already been weakened. Still no joy. It's that heavy armor. Oh. Oh, no dice against the medium infantry, unfortunately. I do not like any of this. Still holding firm. Very frustrating. Hit them again, we've got a better chance of sending them over the edge. No dice. It's only starting to feel like I have no dice. And then that happens. See, the moment you start thinking that your luck's cursed, it's kind of a moment you've lost the psychological battle in. Field of glory. Things have a habit of evening out over the course of a battle. Good. This unit is going to have to turn. I'm more afraid of those medium foot than I am of the enemy's chariots on balance. I think that gets done last. Right. This is concerning. Try and protect that square at least. I was winning fairly decisively here last time. Can't say I'm doing too well this time. Try and pull them back onto the rough ground and just give them the workaround. not sure changing the angle. Well, no, with the enemy cavalry coming back, we could do some archers facing out this way. I want to expend a volley here. I want those guys to be as soft as possible. I'm not really sure I'm making my chances any better. Here we go. Interesting. They completely ignored. Well, that's good. I think they are behind me now. We are losing the battle, but I think I'm doing quite a bit of structural damage to their army. I'm hoping that the situation will start to change. Thank you for making avoiding you so much more easy. So much easier even. Oh, victory on impact. Yeah, greatly advantage. They're just archers. And of course now the enemy are coming forward. Because I was more successful at disrupting their cavalry in the last battle. I've had more luck against their chariots. Only one group of chariots has come through this time. And that's a disruption from the missiles, because of course their cavalry is occupied, so I can't protect my archers from the missile fire. This could get ugly. Okay, they've kind of come into a trap. Unfortunately, all the unarmored horse can really do is keep running. They're not going to beat those Assyrian cavalry. That's lights out for my archers who ran into one of the worst places they could have gone. Come on! I'm having enough trouble with the uneven melees, I can't lose the even ones. I was really hoping they'd run a little bit farther. Once again, I'm weighing the probabilities. Do I fall back and give myself some time at the risk of a disruption? It's about the same for that both. Let's start with this unit. I'll give this unit a face full of arrows. Unfortunately, didn't do anything. That's me low on arrows now for that unit. Brace yourself. I'll back off. I was very lucky there. That was not a roll that was in my favour to begin with. And I'm just lucky that it worked out. The situation is deceptive. They're protected by the enclosure here, which means they can't get to the back of these Elamites shielded next to it. And they can't get to these Elamite massed archers because these shielded mixed foot are now holding this square here. So that Assyrian heavy foot has been thwarted once again. I need to get a move on. Finish it quickly. Go for them. Yes! Oh, very nice indeed. Oh boy, nothing scary about this. If they hold, this will force my hand. I need my general here. I need the best chance possible for this. They held firm. Blast. Okay, that pretty much forces me to engage here. That was probably a mistake. And of course, all of this missile fire is doing exactly nothing. At least cover that square so we're not charged and them driven out the way. I really needed that. Okay, calm down. We're not doing too badly. I mean, I can afford to lose somewhere on the battlefield, just not everywhere. I'd like to conserve my arrows, but I don't know how much longer I'll be able to stay at long range. We need to try and disrupt this unit. Nothing. Of course, now we disrupt that unit. Now that no longer matters. I could try and pull this unit back. I'm really risking an auto break. Double drop. Just bad luck. But frankly, luck I deserve given the number of times I've drawn back in this battle. Something was bound to go wrong eventually. Charge out. Charge out and let these guys come through. Haven't managed to knock out many of their damaged units. Of course you rally. Well, of course they rally, they're superior. I was afraid of that. This is an interesting thing in a Field of Glory battle. Your options are decided by what you do early on. And eventually you get to the point where you can only do what you have to do. The optimal moves become very clear. So it's a case of making the right decisions early in the battle, and also just where the cards where the dice rolls land. And that is where Field of Glory can become quite frustrating, can become a little bit luck based. Because there are some things which are just out of your control. But then you get a lucky dice roll and everything's good in the world again. And you can see it, we have done a lot of damage to their army. And those Assyrian cavalry squadrons sure aren't making much progress. No, they're pointing at me now. Within a couple of turns, this has all gone to hell. We were winning. We were in a strong position. And of course now it's good again. And that's just the icing of the cake. And it's all good. Someone sacrificed a cow because all is right in the world, and the gods have answered our prayers. This is less promising. Okay. I'm going to go to an easier part of the battlefield to resolve. It looks like the enemy cavalry have started to run out of steam here. Yeah, sure, but there's not exactly much left of them. Might get the auto break here. No such luck. Hope the enemy. Turn this way to try and repel them. The line is like Swiss cheese at the moment. They now need to turn to repel these Assyrian medium foot. Okay, keep that firepower coming. I'll hit them again. Well, they do hit us, they're going to be in for a... I should not have done that. I should not have done that. I just took away the advantage I set up earlier. After last time, I'm not inclined to try my luck again. That wouldn't work, they just chased me off. I do need to get these guys out of trouble. I'm annoyed these chariots ran away to begin with, they should have stood their ground. Or at least shoot them. Okay, we're still down in percentages, and now we've got this lot moving in on us. I still haven't decided what to do about this mess. This unit needs to turn like this, that's a no-brainer. Oh great. This unit needs to move here where they'll be protected by the corner of the enclosure, but I'm running out of options now. Seeing as they're no longer exerting zone of control here, move them to here. Might be able to do something to flank the enemy. I don't necessarily have to turn this unit, because I'd like to use them to protect this area from these oncomers. I could instead use a mass archer unit to pin them down, but how would I get... or just threatening the flank would be enough. But that means sending massed archers to fight the Assyrian guard foot. Okay, you guys get the worst job in the battlefield. I'll send condolences to your families. And that allows them to take up defensive positions here. The zone of control wizard strikes again, but only for one more turn, I think. Just keep the pressure on for now. Great. Another turn and they'll be done and dusted. Let's try and win this fight, shall we? Okay, we've all shot, haven't we? Yeah, that's everyone. Oh, rally yourself. Crunch. Yes! Well, that's good. It's going to be an even fight over the barricades. The infantry battle is shaping up nicely on the left. This, on the other hand, isn't... Oh, they've broken in one move, haven't they? And they disrupted. They were protected by the barricades, so if, things could still have turned out okay. Crunch. This is all just falling apart. Of course, our massed archers don't have a chance against those guard foot. And we're still getting attacked by their skirmishers. The problem with the creative accounting is it all comes true in the end. The bill has to be paid. Thought for a second it was going to be an auto break. They'll be dispersed next turn because they can't get past the river. At least they can't be flanked from this position, which is something. We're also out of missiles, which means that my archer fire is having very little effect. Good. What do I do about this? Just about any way you slice it, this situation's bad. Oh, I need to focus on this. There's no point hiding away from it. Turn around, shoot them. We can at least cause them some damage. These guys can't go anywhere, they're going to have to evade. We know they're going to have to evade, so they may as well shoot someone in the face while they do it. It doesn't really help us, does it? Keep going. To be honest, this could cause them some problems. If it wasn't for the presence of those skirmishers. Let's see. Set up like this. Hopefully I can pursue through to the enemy flank. That's a risk. I don't like risks. Unless I have to take them. But then again, who does? I need to stop thinking like an archer general and start thinking like an infantry general. How do I flank them until they're dead? It's absolute madness. No, wait, I can make this work. Okay. Okay, go ahead and shoot them. hit them, we should win the melee. Especially now they're fragmented. Turn and pin this square here. That keeps the guard foot off our backs. Accept them again. Damn it. I didn't think that through. It's one of those melees that I had to think everything through absolutely perfectly and it didn't work. Because they're just gonna hit this unit. It's just the way they're facing. And they won't win a prolonged combat. Don't fragment. Now I need you to not instantly run away. No, damn it! That was a misclick. You can't go making mistakes like that. Not on Deity. Let's just move on, pray some kind of miracle rescues us on that side of the battlefield, because my generalship sure as heck hasn't. No, I can't do that, they'll flank us. Good. Oh, I didn't want that lasting a moment longer than it had to. What am I doing? I know the score there. Let's see if we can get this over and done with more quickly. Good. Always like to hear fragmentation. Oh no, those are the chances of combat in battle apparently. Things are a little bit more even now, but here comes another wave of defeats, I think. And I'm really angry at myself for letting that happen in the centre. It's always infuriating when something happens because you misclicked. Good. Keep holding them back. Get out of it. Okay. Disaster 1 averted. They would have held as well. We would have got the flank attack in. See if I lose the battle because of that, I will be so annoyed. Managed to disrupt us with a single volley. Anything to remind us of just how much better their troops are. I'm getting defeatist, I mustn't allow that to happen. We can still win this. At least they have a bit of a combat advantage due to the numbers involved. Maybe some of our melees will start to pay off here. Good. Oh, I think they've stood still, so I think they're going to break. It's usually a sign that something's gone wrong for the enemy. That's an auto break. Great news. Even if these guys don't break this turn, they've just opened their flanks. Except the barriers will protect them. Yeah, the problem with hiding behind an enclosure is that the enemy also get the benefits of the defences just going the other way. Good. I really needed that. They can't turn. Not ideal, got to say. Just check, no dice. Put a general here, see if we can hold these guys off a little bit longer. And turn this way. Ah. Oh. Okay. There's a glimmer of light on the horizon. Right, before I do anything with those reinforcements, I need to know what's happening in the centre. So they're going to give way, of course. Threw their lives away. Oh, these flying infernal chariots. Okay, I need you to not suck this turn. Great. Thank you. Okay, I need to deal with the situation over here. Move forward so that we can immobilize them. And let them have it. These guys just try and keep away. Hopefully they'll follow you through the enclosures. The really interesting units are this unit and this unit. Because I think the chariots can move into this space. That's going to block us. If they can't, we might be able to get a flank in this unit. Oh wait, I've got a better idea. Move them here. Get out of this one. And now if we move these chariots to here, look where they're going next. Right into the backs of those Assyrian heavy foot, and that's exactly the kind of breakthrough we needed. Okay, they've broken. Pin them in place. I've certainly got a good refresher on the Can we win either of these fights? Nope. Unless that happens. Oh, dear me. They are going to turn around next turn. And we're going to get flanked. Now I've got this to deal with. They held. Those guys are heroes. This actually kind of gives our... There's a little bit of room. They might be able to scramble for the safety of the... well, quote unquote, the safety of the enclosure. Okay, anything else? Because every little advantage can be leveraged now. Don't start coming. Oh no. And then it happens. I forgot someone. As a second blunder in a deity battle. Ouch. Stop throwing things at me. It's really painful. Really? At this stage, they still have missiles to throw. Oh, good. It's nice to finally get a good flank in for once. The best. Oh. Oh. Of course. Do you see it? They are protected by the enclosure, which I, so in my great wisdom, put my troops behind. Because of course it made perfect sense at the time. No, that is not a critique of my decision making, it made perfect sense at the time. I was protecting my archers. But now I have a problem. Don't know. The thing is, I might be able to win this combat here. Because they're quite low on troop. How likely is it I'm actually going to get the auto break? Wait, we can get... that will work? Wait a second. We'll take that charge then. Can anyone in the comments work out why I'm still alive? I need to think about this. So I'm still getting harassed by enemy cavalry. And these Elamite chariots are going to stop exactly nothing. What I think I'm counting on is the Elamite chariots being pushed into the obstacles by the enemy approaching cav, and that will allow my Elamite archers to then engage and keep them safe. So I kind of have to use the enemy's own momentum against them here. Which all sounds very zen. Right, they need to turn like that to protect against the flank charge from those chariots. This unit's running low in the old HP. Or this game's equivalent of it, of course. Pin them in place. I should not have done that. Because now they can charge. And the whole idea here was to try and put them in a position where they had to turn to get flanked by someone. I could get them back out of melee. They've got full health. Oh, you know, full complement of soldiers. So we're not going to be getting any more routes this way. Not easily anyway. They can only fire half volley, which does nothing at this point. They'll just run away and we'll be drawn into a fight outside the enclosure. Go back inside the enclosure itself, just in case our troops get a chance to drop back there. If they lose badly, they might fall back into the enclosure. Sorry, the pressure's on a little bit. Wouldn't it have been funny if that had been an auto break? Okay, end of another turn. Nope, this time anyone who hasn't moved, anyone who hasn't shot. I don't really care, but we have the arrows for it. I always prided myself on my ability to remember all the every unit on the battlefield. Ouch. Jesus. These skirmishers, because we couldn't get rid of them at the start of the battle. Just murdering my remaining troops. I don't know if we've got this. I don't know if we've got the steam to finish this battle. We might not have the armor or the, I don't know, just the strength for it. Oh no. They didn't even wait for disruption. All of that and I get beaten by some skirmishers. The very unit I disparaged at the start of the battle. Really don't think I have the strength left to deal with this now. That went about as badly as it could possibly have gone. They all just got out of my way. These guys fell back about a week after it would have been useful. Just one of those frustrating situations because I felt like I was winning and now I just seem to be getting ground into the dirt. They would disengage then. Good. I was afraid they'd lose an impact and then drop back. I was really kind of hoping for a quick resolution there. They need to hold off both units now. It's just a case of trying to get points where we can. Good. Sorry, it's a little bit tiring as well. Concentrating very hard. I do not have any answers here. They're going to auto break unless they get some help. They'll go. Ah, that's promising. However, they're pinned in place by this unit. That's useful. Glad we got our chariots back. Nice. There might be some green shoots appearing now. See if I can engage them from the front and I can then flank them with my horse. Hold off on it for now. Or maybe I should have just gone for it. Will the emperor protected by the sun? Nice there. Chance on the chariots getting the better of that deal was well, they really are minimal. And we're likely to get shot at as well because question is, will my horse archers be smart enough to ignore the Assyrian horse? Because at least that gets me a kill. Okay, I can still fix that. Really think this is one of these situations I don't want to be in the first place. Maybe I can draw the attention of those chariots. I can try and draw them away. So if you can win, fight. If you can't, move. Don't let the enemy just pin you down and attack you. And I hate this situation here. I'm having to sit here and hide behind barricades while the enemy shoot my troops to hell. It goes against every instinct I have. And they won't stand, they'll just run away. It would be great if I could trap them or something. I'm helpless, I just have to watch this entire corner of my army get shot down. That chariot unit will eventually manage to get a shot on my It doesn't help the Elamite command structure is disastrous. This entire wing doesn't have a general. You see, it's the same here, darn it. Those Assyrian tribal levy slingers are coming to kill my massed archers, and they have all the ammo they need to do it. May as well take a shot. This is getting pretty tiring. For however long you've been watching this video, that's how long I've been playing. If it goes on much longer, I might need to stop the recording and take a break. It's only turn 13 of this. Please stop chasing things. I'm returning in this unit instead. But at least they're out of ammo now. That's something. Yeah, you're not getting away with that. They've got that. Really? Hmm. Thing is, this whole area of my line is going to crack, and that's where the rout percentage is going to come from, for the enemy. That's good news. Last time I relied on the corner, it did not end well for me. So what we're left with is a series of shooting battles spread out across the field. I couldn't beat the odds again. I was hoping they might hold long enough I could get someone around their flanks. That's not the way the story's going to end. Let's see, they're below average a lot to break. I can instead try and move these archers over towards. I was hoping they could have boost off of those skirmishers. Of course, the skirmishers get the maximum movement distance instead. Try to keep us alive here. At least they fell back. We still got the unit. Obviously go for the one with less troops left. Maybe we can actually get rid of them. And the battle's devolving into a long series of missile duels. That's right. Well, that happened suddenly. Okay, I think. It's all just falling apart at once. What else could they do? Well, they've gotten out of this situation. Maybe. You see there? That was a disruption. If that forced those chariots to turn around, which it does sometimes do. Yes! Okay. That is definitely something. Well, they're definitely not going to be able to stay there. Get the general involved. Oh, I saw it as soon as I changed the general. So they're going to come through. That's it. We're not coming back from this. Right, everything after this point is just, unless I say in the video that I've won, everything after this is just the aftermath. We're done. We're not coming back, I don't think. It's probably safe to tune out now. And they rallied. Because of course they did. They're superior. Oh, above average. Let's see, I could actually do something with this potentially. I forgot to move them. We were lucky there. Oh, they've trapped us between the two cavalry units. Remember, we started this battle outnumbering the enemy. So I really don't have the excuse that I just got ground to the desert sand. I just couldn't stomach this. It looks like it might all come down to this last turn. Okay, let's finish this. Or at least make an end. There'll be other battles. I won't be able to do anything in the middle of those enclosures. Trying to fight the enemy cavalry. Hopefully not in such... I don't have any moves available, do I? Turns out there was one that was heading all along. There's probably a heartwarming story involving bunnies and kittens in there somewhere. So what contributed to all this? Well, first of all, I ran out of arrows, and the skirmishers hit me. The enemy skirmishers, which I couldn't clear away at the start of the battle, came back and destroyed me. I think I needed to be more aggressive. I needed to find a way to get out into melee, start flanking those Assyrian units and kill them. I managed to conduct the first part of the battle well, but I just couldn't cut it for the second half. If you guys have any suggestions on how I might, and obviously I made a few critical mistakes which hurt us, so if you guys have, and those things always add up, so if anyone in the comments has any idea of how they think I might approach this battle differently or better, please let me know. There might have been an element of luck to it, because I think I fought the battle very similarly before and it was going, I think, a little bit better, but then again, seeing as it all went wrong towards the end, maybe not. And that's it, that's about 60%. But it's so hard to stop that Assyrian army in its tracks. I would have laughed if that had broken them. And of course, last time the AI got a turn's grace, we don't get that turn's grace. Oh, but we did rally, so we are alive for this turn at least. I think it really is just a state of execution, but they're within charge range. This is over. Right, well, I always insist on going down swinging, so let's give the enemy everything we have left. That's it. I mean, you can't win them all. I've been away for a year and a bit, so I'm not really sure what I was expecting. Coming back straight into deity level battles. And I think this is a pretty hard battle. So I'll probably play another battle next time, just to give myself something new to do. My throat's cracking from like the time I've been spending on this. But there you have it, folks, the Battle of Ulai as the Elamites on... Oh, we do get... No, here we go. Let's confirm it. Yes, the Battle of Ulai as the Elamites on deity difficulty. And it proved to be just as difficult as I expected it to be. And we didn't really even come close, really, did we? We hadn't a prayer. Even in the areas of the battlefield we are winning. No, we did have a prayer, but of course now that most of my army's off the field, even the parts where we were winning are under pressure. I'm not sure how I'd approach this again. I think I need to play this battle a few times before I'll figure it out. Either that or I need to play something else and I need to learn a different strategy because my strategy didn't work here. Alright. Well, if you managed to make it to the end of that bloodbath, then thank you very much for watching. Like hell I'm lowering the difficulty. I've been Napoleon Complex, thank you for watching my video, and please consider leaving a like and subscribe. If you've made it all the way here, then I think you may as well, and let's see if I can do better next time. Farewell.